Midlife isn't a crisis, it's a calling. A wake-up call that shakes things up, strips away the old, and invites you to something bigger. You feel it, don't you? That deep knowing, the whisper that says, there's more for me. I see you, beautiful. You spent years showing up for everyone else, being the good wife, the devoted mother, the responsible woman, and now it's your turn. It's time to reclaim your power, pleasure, and purpose on your terms. I am Ken as you, a self-love and empowerment guide, and I know this journey intimately. 4 weddings, 3 countries, 2 divorces, and 1 funeral that changed everything. And through it all, I've learned that midlife isn't about fading away. It's about coming home to yourself, embodying your truth, and expanding into your most radiant self. Welcome to Midlife Butterfly, where we have real, soul-shifting conversations about the messy, magical transformation of midlife. If you are navigating divorce, reinvention, a deep identity shift, or a longing for more, this space is for you. We explore mindset shift, self-care rituals, and embodiment practices that help you cultivate more joy, freedom, and connection to create a life that feels damn good inside and out. You'll hear from inspiring guests, my own raw and real experiences, and the lessons that come when you finally choose you. So if you're ready to stop surviving and start driving in full alignment, welcome. Your next chapter starts now. This is Midlife Butterfly. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to Midlife Butterfly. We're diving into something we all face today. Contrast, chaos, the unexpected weights of life that can knock us off balance. I'm sure you've been there. You know this dance, right? Because life isn't just love and light. It's also loss and uncertainty. And here is the thing. What if we stop seeing contrast as a problem and start using it as a guide? What if we could return to our center no matter what is happening around us? Because the truth is, contrast is a constant. Life will always be a contrast. Duality exists. There's light and dark, joy and sorrow, expansion and contraction. And it's not about avoiding the lows. It's about knowing how to come back to your truth, to love, to presence. Lately, I've been talking to people who are feeling heavy, whether it's political shifts, relationship changing, or just the unpredictability of life. Fear is loud. We can feel it around us. It's by institutions, governments, and even our own minds, which are the main ones who create the trap inside of us of fear. But here is a question. What if you turn it around? What if instead of staying in survival mode, you come back to love? Coming back to center isn't about ignoring what's happening. It's about shifting how you respond to it. You have that capacity. You have that power. And the idea here is to show you a little step, a little practice that you can do for you to shift that response that you're having. It's about reclaiming your power instead of letting the chaos consume you. Last month, on my birthday, I saw a Facebook post from a dear acquaintance of mine. He was in Guatemala, and he posted this very beautiful picture of him holding a bunch of bananas. He was smiling. And his message was simple. He said, I love you all, and I am doing well. And that made me very happy because I knew that he had some challenges, deep challenges in the last year. And see him shine again, it really made my day. That's the truth. And then, well, life happened. Days later, he fell ill. The hospital was too far, so he was too weak when he finally arrived to it. And he didn't make it. At 42, he transitioned, just like that. One moment he was here, reminded us of love, and the next, he was gone. I was in the middle of celebrating my birthday, first with family, then with friends, and then solo, when this news arrived. And they were very, very, very shocking, to tell you the truth. Because suddenly, then joy and grief, they were sitting in the same table. And that's the contrast of life. That's really what's going on. That's real life. That's real life. And then is when you came to understand that the universe is always talking to us, talking to you. I really wanted to honor him. I wanted to be with my moon dance community back in Quebec because I know they were holding ceremonies for him. Since I'm here in Mexico, far from them, I was feeling kind of like um, feeling this grief on my own and then like longing being there. And then synchronicity happened during a new gathering with the beautiful women that I met here. One woman was actually also from the moon dance, and she offered to smoke her chanupa, which is a sacred ceremonial pipe. And it's the same that we use in my community. So I did have the opportunity to honor him, to be in ceremony, and to release the sorrow that I was feeling and reconnect. Because even in grief, the universe led me back to love. Even in grief, it can lead you back to love. Just be open to the signs in the middle of that chaos and contrast that there is. And what I want you to know is that in the middle of all this chaos, loss, we can always find these little gifts around us, these moments that remind us that we are always, always being held, either by whatever you want to call it, God, universe, source, higher consciousness. We are always being held. Be aware of those signs because they are all around you. So, how to come back to center? How to navigate contrast when life feels very, very overwhelming? How the how do we ground ourselves when we hear fear knocking that door again and again? The first thing is stillness. Taking a pause, either if you are standing or sitting or laying down. Just stop. And I mean stillness of the body, because the mind is going to keep running. That's what minds do. And then just take a breath. Inhale deeply and exhale deeply and slower. And by you continuing focusing on your breath in and out, visualize how your mind has been clearing out every time you are exhaling. And yes, your mind is going to be like, I can see the fear, but what if this happens? Just keep breathing and keep breathing until your mind calms down. And then start focusing on your heart. Shift your awareness from your mind to your heart. Feel that steady rhythm of the heart that is there for you 24/7. You don't have to do anything. The heart keeps going for you. And even if you can feel it heavy, keep breathing. Keep breathing and let yourself expand a bit more every time you inhale, even if it's just a little. Because every time that you breathe in and out, you move from contraction to expansion. And right there, that's a contrast within your body. So find that beauty in it, how that is expansion and contraction is just bringing you back home to yourself. And by finding that home back to you, you will realize that that contrast that is always there, that duality that is always there, we gotta welcome it. We gotta cherish it because it's part of life. It's what makes this life beautiful if that's the way we want to see it. And sad sometimes if that's the way we want to see it. But it's just about accepting what is happening in that contrast, in that flow that is always, always there. So my question for you now is, when these contrasts arise, how will you meet it? Are you gonna let that noise pull you under? Or will you choose to bring that stillness, that breath inside so you can soften and return back to who you are? I would love to hear from you. How do you navigate the moments of contrast in your life? So feel free to send me a DM at CanICU in Instagram, or if you are listening in Spotify, you can actually write down a comment here. And please share this to someone that you believe it can serve them as a reminder to come back to center, to the heart, to who you are. Among all these scales that we are experiencing, we can, yes, we can come back to center. We can. Much love to you. And if you want support, I'm here for you. I have one-on-one coaching sessions this month, so reach out if you would like to talk about it. And as always, sending you so much love, peace, and expansion. Take care. Thank you for tuning into Midlife Butterfly. If this episode lit a spark in you, hit that subscribe or follow button on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you love to listen, so you'll never miss the magic. If you're feeling generous, drop a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps this empowering content reach more souls ready to transform their lives. And don't forget to take a photo of you while listening and share it on your socials. You can tag me at CanICU so I can celebrate you and your expansion. Until next time, keep spreading those wings and living in joy, growth, and pleasure.